The year is 2007. San Francisco is alive with excitement, its streets pulsing with the footsteps of journalists, tech enthusiasts, and curious onlookers. Outside the Moscone Center, the air crackles with anticipation. Inside, on a brightly lit stage, stands a man in a black turtleneck and jeans. Clutched in his hands is a device so revolutionary that, in that moment, the world will never be the same. Today, Apple reinvents the phone, he declares, his voice echoing across the hall. A wave of thunderous applause surges through the room. This man is Steve Jobs, a visionary, a marketing genius, and a driving force in technology. He didn't just create products, he shaped the future. But behind the legendary presentations and groundbreaking innovations lies a complex, tumultuous journey. A journey that began with a child put up for adoption and led to the rise, fall, and triumphant return of an empire. A journey marked by extraordinary genius and equally extraordinary contradictions. Have you ever wondered what lies behind the charismatic smile and the seemingly magical touch of a genius? Today, we invite you to dive deep into the story of Steve Jobs, to peel back the layers of myth and discover the human being behind the legend. This is not just the tale of a man who changed the world. It's a narrative that challenges our perceptions of success, genius, and the heavy price that often accompanies greatness. Born on February 24, 1955 in San Francisco, Steve Jobs entered the world under extraordinary circumstances. His biological mother, Joanne Schiebel, was a young, unmarried graduate student, and his father, Abdul Fattah Jandali, was a Syrian scholar. Unprepared for parenthood and constrained by societal expectations, they made the heart-wrenching decision to put their baby up for adoption at the San Francisco Children's Home Society. Joanne originally hoped for a well-educated family for her son, but fate intervened when a lawyer and his wife, initially set to adopt him, decided at the last minute that they wanted a girl instead. Thus, Steve was placed with Paul and Clara Jobs, a working-class couple from Mountain View, California. Joanne only agreed to the adoption on the condition that the Jobs family would commit to educating her son, a promise that would shape his future immeasurably. Growing up in the heart of Silicon Valley, a region not yet adorned with its iconic title, young Steve was surrounded by the hum of innovation. The neighborhood was filled with engineers and technicians toiling on cutting-edge devices. Observing his father, a skilled mechanic and craftsman, he absorbed a fascination with technology and design. It was here, in this fertile environment, underpinned by his parents' heartfelt promise, that the seeds of his future brilliance were sown. Jobs' early years. A mix of love, alienation, and the drive to belong. Although Paul and Clara Jobs loved and cared for him deeply, the fact of his adoption was a quiet, enduring part of Steve's identity. Honest conversations about his origins from a young age nurtured a sense of being both special and different. He often felt like an outsider, even in his own family, due to his unique intellect and interests. This duality, being chosen, yet feeling othered, ignited a persistent yearning for self-realization. It also fed into his relentless pursuit of perfection and his complex relationships with those around him. At school, Steve's brilliance shone brightly, but was often shadowed by his rebellious streak. Boredom led him to playful mischief, and his disruptive behavior got him expelled from several schools. Reflecting on those years, he once said, "I was a real pain in the ass." Then came a turning point. His fourth-grade teacher, Mrs. Hill, recognized the spark within him. She offered him a simple bribe, $5 for every math problem he solved. Her faith in him reignited his passion for learning, setting him on a path that would eventually lead to technological revolution. From pranks to partnership, the early sparks of innovation. As a teenager, Jobs' interest in electronics deepened. After school, he ventured into the bustling halls of Hewlett-Packard, soaking up knowledge and forging a friendship with Steve Wozniak. Their shared love of technology and penchant for mischief bonded them instantly. In 1971, at just 16, Jobs and Wozniak embarked on their first joint venture, creating blue boxes. These devices, the size of a deck of cards, could generate the special tones needed to make free long-distance calls, a daring blend of ingenuity and rebellion. Though illegal, they sold about 100 units, marking their first taste of business and innovation. After high school, Jobs enrolled at Reed College in Oregon, but soon realized that formal education was a luxury he couldn't afford. He dropped out after one semester, yet his quest for knowledge didn't end there. He continued to attend classes that sparked his curiosity, including a calligraphy course that would later influence the elegant typography of the Macintosh. A journey of self-discovery, LSD, Buddhism, and the seeds of a vision. During these transformative years, Jobs experimented with LSD, calling the experience one of the most important moments in his life. He sought to understand himself and the world on a deeper level. This period of exploration led him to study Zen Buddhism and travel to India in search of enlightenment. These experiences weren't just spiritual. They infused his worldview with a sense of clarity, simplicity, and beauty that later became hallmarks of Apple's design philosophy. Jobs believed that these psychedelic journeys expanded his consciousness, allowing him to merge art with technology and to foresee trends that others missed. His creative vision was not born in isolation, but was the result of a rich tapestry of experiences, teachings, and personal quests. The Atari episode, a glimpse of ambition and complexity. Upon returning from his spiritual journey, Jobs landed a job at Atari, a pioneering video game company. His task was to simplify the circuitry of the popular game Breakout. Here, his complex character began to reveal itself. He enlisted Wozniak's help without disclosing the full details of their compensation, leading to a moment that showcased both his brilliance and his manipulative side. Wozniak worked tirelessly, exceeding expectations, while Jobs maneuvered behind the scenes, eager for quick profit. This episode foreshadowed many future interactions, where Jobs' drive for success sometimes overshadowed the loyalty and trust of those around him. The birth of Apple, a dream in a garage. Then came 1976, a year that would forever change the course of technology. In the humble confines of his parents' garage, Jobs and Wozniak founded Apple Computer. With nothing but ambition and ingenuity, they built the Apple I, a computer board that laid the groundwork for a digital revolution. Imagine the scene: two young men working tirelessly through nights, soldering and assembling the first Apple computers by hand to meet an order from the bike shop. Jobs, confident and persuasive, saw the commercial potential of Wozniak's creation and turned a simple idea into a marketable product. Their unwavering dedication and willingness to take risks propelled them forward, marking the beginning of a journey filled with both dazzling highs and crushing lows. The success of the Apple. I paved the way for the Apple II, a fully assembled personal computer with color graphics, a built-in keyboard, and the now legendary VisiCalc spreadsheet. This product didn't just sell, it ignited a revolution, making personal computing accessible to ordinary people and catapulting Apple to industry leadership. IPO, IRI, and the seeds of conflict. As Apple soared, so did its success. By 1980, the company was on the brink of an initial public offering, around IPO, that would make Steve Jobs a multimillionaire overnight. The excitement was palpable. 4.6 million shares sold out within minutes, and Jobs' fortune skyrocketed. Yet amid this triumph, challenges began to surface. Jobs' perfectionism, relentless drive, and sometimes cruel management style started to cast shadows. He demanded absolute excellence, even to the point of dismissing employees on a whim or reworking products endlessly over trivial details. His charisma and persuasive powers, his so-called reality distortion field, could inspire greatness but also manipulate those around him. By 1983, as Apple grew into a company of 1,000 employees, Jobs' management style became increasingly intense and ruthless. The promise of creating products that would change the world came at the cost of a demanding, sometimes harsh work environment. The Macintosh and the fall from grace. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh, a computer destined to change personal computing forever with its graphical interface and mouse. The iconic 1,984 inches Super Bowl commercial, directed by Ridley Scott, heralded the Macintosh as a beacon of freedom against a dystopian status quo. It was revolutionary, or so it seemed, until the steep price and limited capabilities led to disappointing sales. Tensions escalated between Jobs and John Sculley, the CEO Jobs had brought in with the famous pitch. Do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water? Or do you want to come with me and change the world? As disagreements deepened, Jobs' forceful personality clashed with corporate strategy. By May 1985, friction turned into a boardroom coup. Jobs attempted to oust Sculley, but the plan backfired. In a dramatic reversal, the board sided with Sculley, stripping Jobs of his authority. On May 17, 1985, Jobs found himself sidelined in the company he had created, leaving him with only the ceremonial title of chairman. The dream that had fueled his entire life seemed to crumble before his eyes. Exile, reinvention, and the seeds of a future comeback. Devastated but not defeated, Jobs resigned from Apple on September 13, 1985. Though it felt like the end, it was merely the beginning of a new chapter. With the spirit of an innovator burning bright, he founded Next Computer, a company aimed at creating powerful workstations for education and business. While Next Computers struggled commercially due to their high price tags, they were marvels of design and technology. They attracted a devoted following and laid the technical groundwork for future breakthroughs. Meanwhile, Jobs also ventured into animation by transforming Lucasfilm's computer graphics division into Pixar, a move that would eventually change the entertainment industry forever. Pixar's journey from a hardware company to the powerhouse of animated films was not immediate. In 1995, Pixar released Toy Story, the first full-length computer animated film. It was a massive success, captivating audiences worldwide, grossing $373.5 million, and setting the stage for a revolution in filmmaking. Pixar's ascent not only made Jobs a billionaire, but also cemented his legacy as a pioneer in storytelling and animation. Homecoming, Jobs returns to Apple. Back on the other side of the decade, Apple found itself in dire straits. Financial struggles and a lack of innovation threatened the company's very existence. In a twist of fate, Apple turned to Next, the company Jobs had founded, to find a new operating system. In 1997, Apple acquired Next for $429 million. Jobs returned to the company he had once lost, initially as an advisor, then as interim CEO. This homecoming was the spark that ignited Apple's renaissance. With a renewed focus on innovation, Jobs restructured the company, streamlined its product line, and set out to create products that people didn't even know they needed. The unveiling of the iMac in 1998 marked the first step in Apple's revival. With its bold colors, transparent design, and user-friendly interface, the iMac wasn't just a computer, it was a statement. It sold millions of units, revitalizing Apple's fortunes and proving that Jobs' vision was not just viable, but essential. Revolution in your pocket, the iPhone and beyond. Fast forward to 2007, the stage is set for what would become one of the most significant product launches in history. Jobs introduced the iPhone, a magical product that combined a phone, an iPod, and an internet communicator. The moment was electric. The audience witnessed almost in disbelief the future of communication unfold before them. The first iPhone was equipped with a 3.5-inch touchscreen, a 2-megapixel camera, and cutting-edge capabilities that seemed almost futuristic. Jobs' presentation was a masterclass in showmanship. He built suspense with each swipe and tap, leaving the audience in awe. "Did you get that? I just used my finger," he exclaimed, encapsulating the wonder and simplicity of the new interface. The iPhone wasn't just another product, it was a paradigm shift. In its first weekend alone, 270,000 units flew off the shelves. The way we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves was transformed forever. And Apple's influence extended to nearly every facet of modern life. Borrowing or brilliance, understanding Jobs' genius. Yet as we marvel at these innovations, a deeper question arises. Were these ideas entirely original? The touchscreen interface, the concept of a tablet, and even elements of the graphical interface had precedence. Jobs and Apple were often accused of borrowing or refining existing technologies. However, the genius of Jobs wasn't necessarily in inventing from scratch. It lay in recognizing the untapped potential of these ideas, refining them with an obsessive attention to detail, and presenting them in ways that felt intuitive, elegant, and downright magical. It was in his ability to weave technology and art together, creating not just products, but objects of desire. The man behind the myth, contradictions, and complexity. Behind the groundbreaking products and visionary leadership was a man of profound contradictions. Steve Jobs was known for his visionary foresight, his uncanny ability to predict what people would want before they even knew it themselves. Yet he could also be cruel, manipulative, and notoriously difficult to work with. His personal life mirrored this complexity, from a turbulent relationship with Chrisanne Brennan and the challenges of fatherhood with Lisa, to his later marriage with Laureen Powell. In a family he fiercely protected from the media glare, Jobs' life was as multifaceted as his personality. His battle with a rare form of pancreatic cancer revealed a side of him that was both stubborn and deeply human. His initial decision to pursue alternative therapies showcased his desire for control, a skepticism of traditional methods, and perhaps a fatal underestimation of the disease. Even in his darkest moments, his commitment to his work and vision never wavered. Legacy and lessons. What can we learn? Steve Jobs' impact on technology and culture is immeasurable. He transformed personal computing, animated film, music, mobile phones, and even the way we consume media. But beyond the gadgets and the empire, his story offers lessons on vision, resilience, and the price of greatness. Focus and simplicity. Jobs' dedication to simplicity, saying no to 1,000 distractions to focus on what truly matters, is a timeless lesson in leadership and creativity. User experience. He championed the idea that technology should not only work, but inspire joy through elegant design and intuitive interfaces. Interdisciplinary thinking. Jobs believed that true innovation happens at the crossroads of technology and the humanities, where art and science converge to create something truly new. Passion. Above all, his life reminds us that passion is the fuel for innovation. His love for his work, even through setbacks and controversy, drove him to create products that changed millions of lives. A call to reflection. Your take on Jobs' legacy. Now we turn the conversation to you. What aspect of Steve Jobs' personality do you think played the biggest role in his success? Was it his unparalleled vision, his relentless pursuit of perfection, or his extraordinary ability to inspire and rally people around his ideas? How much do you believe his childhood, the feeling of being chosen yet feeling othered, influenced the man he became? Was it his upbringing, his innate gifts, or something else that forged his path? Jobs' management style was often controversial and harsh. Do you think his methods were justified by the monumental results he achieved, or could the same success have been reached through a more compassionate approach? And finally, which Steve Jobs product or innovation had the greatest impact on your life? Your thoughts and reflections not only honor his legacy, but also help us understand the complexities of innovation and leadership. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life of Steve Jobs, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your comments and insights inspire us to create content that resonates with you. Share your thoughts below, and let's continue the conversation. See you in the next episode.